If you're over 60, this delicious, juicy habit could quietly increase your stroke risk overnight without warning, symptoms, or pain. You go to bed feeling fine, then wake up with slurred speech, lost balance, or no movement. As a brain specialist, I've seen too many older folks have strokes they never expected. Not from smoking, fast food, or lack of exercise, but from something they thought was good. Fruit. Yes, fruit. Millions of seniors eat fruit daily for its heart, cognitive, and gastrointestinal benefits. Many fruits promote good aging, but some, especially when consumed at the wrong time or in the wrong amounts, might do harm. They raise blood sugar, dry the brain, and may interact dangerously with drugs. The scariest part, you're never warned. I'll show you 9 common fruits that may increase your chance of stroke, memory loss, or brain bleed, especially if you're over 60. Have you considered that your good behaviors may be better? You must hear this. I promise it could save your life. You should subscribe and turn on the bell before we start, so you never miss any health advice tailored particularly for you. Type 1 in the comments if you like this video. If not, input ZO to tell me how to improve your material. 1. Bananas. Excess potassium. Too fast. As a brain doctor, I've witnessed many sudden strokes, but a few things bother me more than seemingly harmless behaviors that stealthily cause calamity. Believe it or not, bananas are a hidden risk, most likely hurt it your whole life. Bananas are great snacks, soft, digestible, potassium-rich, and heart-healthy. That may be true for most 30 and 40-year-olds. After 60, your kidneys, blood, arteries, and heart react differently to potassium fluctuations. Allow me to clarify. The kidneys naturally slow down with aging. They filter less well if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or take a C inhibitors, diuretics, or water pills. That means potassium, which bananas are high in, can build up in your blood. Then what? Your heart must, blood vessels tighten, and worst of all, blood clots in blood-flowing places. A brain clot can shut down everything in seconds. My retired Ohio carpenter patient, Raymond 66, will always be remembered. Active and smart, he prided himself on eating well. He sliced oats and took his blood pressure medication with orange juice every morning. His regimen lasted over a year, but one morning, his wife discovered him in the bathroom, collapsed. His left side was immobile, his speech slurred. At the hospital, scans showed a small but devastating stroke. His excessive potassium levels disrupted his heart rhythm and caused nocturnal clots. His prescription, and 2 bananas a day, put him in danger, but he had no idea. This is what most seniors don't know. You don't need that much potassium from supplements, food, or all at once. One large banana has 450 milliliters of potassium. If your kidneys aren't working well, that can upset your balance. Having that banana at night when your circulation slows, your hydration drops, and your medication is active produces a perfect storm. Stiff arteries, sticky blood, and a clot that may never heal. You should do what? If you're over 60 and take heart or blood pressure meds, limit yourself to half a banana per day in the morning with protein like Greek yogurt or nuts to decrease absorption. Avoid banana smoothies, bread and before bed. Most crucial, discuss how potassium-rich meals affect your medications with your doctor. Life may depend on it. The truth is here. Without the whole picture, what was beneficial for your body may not be safe anymore. If bananas stunned you, wait until you hear what little sweet grapes are doing to your blood sugar, brain arteries, and quiet inflammatory risk. What I'll say next may change your snacking habits forever. Please leave a comment if you're still watching and finding these insights helpful. Next, point 2. 2. Grapes. Mini sugar bomb. Grapes, juicy, sweet, refreshing. A nibble as innocent as a spring wind on the fruit platter in your cereal bowl or after Sunday lunch with the grandkids. However, grapes can silently cause stroke in people over 60, especially those with latent vascular abnormalities or unstable blood sugar. Grapes' thin skin hides abundant sugar, which is easy to forget. Each grape may not seem dangerous, but a bunch, especially the seedless extra sweet variety found in U.S. supermarket shops, can pump natural glucose and fructose into your circulation. That surge is costly for aging brains and blood vessels. Our bodies manage blood sugar less efficiently with age. Our insulin response slows, our blood vessels weaken. Spikes in sugar levels stress more than just your pancreas. It inflames sensitive artery walls, especially brain arteries. Inflamed arteries harden and narrow. The artery lining might tear microscopically over time. Blood clots form there. You may not feel routine checkups may miss it. However, your body is gently preparing for a silent stroke. Let me introduce 80-year-old Missouri retired teacher, Mrs. Jeanette Morris. She cherished natural living. Always eat fresh fruits, no soda or processed food. Her favorite mid-morning snack, a big bowl of red grapes. As she read the paper or watched the news, she sometimes ate nearly 2 cups without thinking. One day, while writing a birthday card, her vision blurred. After a moment, her palm shook and she forgot. Congratulations. Fearing a stroke, Her daughter hurried her to the hospital. A clot temporarily stopped blood flow to her left brain, causing a transient ischemic episode or mint. She was surprised when her A1C, a long-term blood sugar test, entered the prediabetic zone, and HERLA indicated noon sugar spikes. Her chronic low-grade vascular system inflammation, likely caused by years of high-sugar fruit diet without protein or fiber, was even more concerning. I want you to understand, without context, nutritious meals can be hazardous. Over 60, time and accompaniment are as vital as food. Grapes digest rapidly. They deliver sugar to your blood. If you eat them alone, especially when thirsty or stressed, blood thickens, arteries constrict, and clotting increases. Though you won't notice it today, it builds night after night and week after week until it breaks. I now advise my senior patients to avoid grapes on an empty stomach and by the bowl. Pair them with protein, nuts and cheese, and restrict quantities to a handful during active hours when your body can burn sugar. If you're diabetic or taking blood pressure medication, skip them unless your doctor recommends otherwise, because a simple snack can slowly deprive you of your balance, memory, and independence. One tropical fruit. Many seniors enjoy spikes, blood sugar, and is harmful. Acid enzymes and evening brain impacts may surprise you. Let's talk pineapple and why your favorite dessert may be damaging your brain while you sleep. 3. Sugar and pineapple acid. Pineapple tastes like sunlight in a bite. Sweet, tangy, tropical. Due to its lightness, naturalness, and digestive enzymes, many of my senior patients appreciate it as a guilt-free pleasure after dinner. But what most seniors don't realize, and what worries me as a neurologist, is how this fruit, when consumed at the wrong time or in the wrong circumstances, can silently increase stroke risk, especially overnight. Bromelain, a protein-digesting enzyme, is in pineapple. Small quantities of bromelain may assist digestion. However, excessive use, especially with specific drugs, might impair blood coagulation, platelet function, and bleeding or clot formation. That imbalance can be dangerous for someone over 60 with thinner blood vessels and slower metabolism. Don't forget sugar. 1 cup of pineapple has almost 16 grams of natural sugar, which raises blood glucose quickly. Pineapples have a high glycemic index. Thus, they spike blood sugar faster than berries or apples. Late in the day, that increase doesn't provide energy. It circulates, straining blood vessels while you sleep. The greatest ignored threat, the acid, one of the most acidic fruits in America, is pineapple. It can irritate the esophagus and cause silent reflux in some elderly without burning. Microaspiration and overnight airway pressure. Variations limit brain oxygen during sleep and raise the risk of early morning strokes. The most lethal type, I treated 77-year-old retired North Carolina choir director, Mrs. Clara Hughes. She was smart, energetic, and strict about eating clean. Instead of manufactured treats, she had fresh pineapple slices after supper. This was her nightly routine for over a year. She woke up groggy and disoriented one morning. Her daughter saw her slurring and unsteadiness while walking. A CT scan showed a minor posterior circulation stroke that impaired her balance and speech. Her blood tests showed high hypoglycemia, nocturnal reflux, discomfort, and platelet abnormalities. The culprit, her nightly pineapple habit, acid reflux, sugar spikes, and bromelain's blood clotting impact caused a perfect storm. She thought the fruit was helping, but it nearly took her independence. Clara is not alone. Seniors have slower digestion, thinner vessel walls, and weaker sleep. If you eat acidic, high-sugar fruit at night, your blood vessels may constrict during rest when the brain is most vulnerable. It can silently build blood clots, causing a stroke as you sleep. What's the lesson? Pineapple is best eaten early in the day, in modest portions, never on an empty stomach. Avoid mixing it with blood-thinning drugs, unless advised by your doctor. Most importantly, avoid eating it before bed. The brain needs steadiness, not surprises, while sleeping, because even fruit can tip the scales at this age. If pineapple surprised you, wait for watermelon's truth, a fruit that hydrates. But it may also discreetly dry out your brain and reduce your blood pressure, making you vulnerable to collapse. Discuss how water can be deadly. Let me know you're watching. If these insights are helpful by commenting number 1 below. Continue with point 4. 4. Not always hydrating watermelon. Watermelon is America's summer favorite. Cool slices on July 4th, seed-spitting contests with grandkids, and the sweet, refreshing crunch after a hot garden session. It feels safe, even good. Definitely full with water. Watermelon can quietly harm elderly, especially those with cardiovascular difficulties or on certain medications, by removing nutrients from the body. I'm worried as a brain doctor about how often older folks unwittingly increase their stroke risk with acceptable foods. One of the biggest myths is watermelon. Watermelon is a diuretic. Thus, it makes you urinate more. That doesn't bother a 5-year-old. Frequent urine can cause nocturnal dehydration, one of the most hazardous silent stroke triggers in 5-year-olds with sensitive circulation, borderline blood pressure, or who use water tablets or ACE. Why? Because dehydration thickens blood, Imagine syrup slowly pouring through small tubes. Thick blood travels slowly, giving it more time to develop clots, especially in tightened arteries from aging. Slower interrupted blood flow makes the brain more sensitive to oxygen fluctuations. This is especially true at night, when blood pressure and circulation plummet. Indiana's 82-year-old retired postal worker, Howard Lurkin. He walked every day, avoided processed sugar, and snacked on nutritious meals, doing everything according to his values. He liked eating 2 or 3 large slices of watermelon after dinner to chill off and stay hydrated. He didn't aware he was also taking a minor heart failure diet. Howard lost too much fluid overnight due to the medication and watermelon's water-pulling action. Howard had severe vertigo one morning. Trying to stand, he fell. He had dangerously low blood pressure and concentrated hemoglobin, an indication of dehydration at the hospital. He had a minor ischemic stroke due to a clot in his constricted arteries while sleeping. According to scans, instead of hydrating him, his watermelons dried him out. Worse, the stroke damaged Howard's balance and coordination. He survived, but now walks with a cane and needs help with daily duties. A week earlier, he had mowed his own lawn. I'm not telling this story to terrify you. I mention it because most seniors don't aware that age, medication, and timing can make nutritious foods harmful. Watermelon eaten late in the day, especially after drugs that limit fluid content, might cause thick blood, low pressure, and sluggish circulation, which allow clots to grow quietly and strike overnight. Enjoy watermelon wisely. It should be eaten early in the day with electrolytes like salt or coconut water. If you use diuretics, see your doctor before doing it every day. But most importantly, listen to your body. Morning dizziness, dry mouth, and confusion are abnormal. They whisper warnings, because even a 90% water apple can steal brain health silently. Worst part, nothing will hit you until it's too late. If this startled you, wait till we talk about the American orange, which is almost the face of healthy breakfast. But underneath that vivid color is a toxin that may be interfering with your heart and brain meds and setting the stage for something much more harmful than most people realize. 5. Citrus interactions. Oranges have traditionally symbolized health in American families. Breakfast orange juice, a bowl of orange slices on the kitchen table, or a Christmas stocking orange. They've been called nature's vitamin C wonder for decades. Oranges can silently trigger dangerous chain reactions in older persons, especially those on heart or blood pressure drugs, including blood clots and strokes. The issue isn't just sugar, but a large orange or glass of juice will raise blood glucose. Natural phenylenediamine is found in citrus fruits. Most seniors have never heard of it. Phenylenediamine can affect statin, calcium channel blocker, and blood thinner metabolism. Instead of carefully and gradually processing your drug, your body may hold on to too much, increasing toxicity, or wash it out too rapidly, rendering it ineffective. That interaction can cause blood to become unstable, arteries to contract unexpectedly, or clots to form without notice, killing slowly. As a brain specialist, I've seen too many patients suffer from mixing healthful fruit with harmful drugs. Georgia retired bus driver Elmer Bryant, 79, was a patient. Elmer, a pleasant man with a smile, took advastatin for cholesterol and amlopine for blood pressure. He also valued natural life. His morning routine began with a tall glass of freshly squeezed orange juice, his sunshine in a glass. But Elmer didn't know that the juice's ferrin was inhibiting his liver from breaking down his meds. Blood pressure drugs were rising in his circulation, amplifying their effects. As statins accumulated in his muscles and bloodstream, inflammation and blood vessel damage increased. After many days of dizziness, Elmer jumped up from his recliner and collapsed one morning. He was brought to the ER with bewilderment and slurred speech. A CT scan showed a minor ischemic stroke and blood tests showed dangerously high drug levels. Because orange juice inhibited his liver from removing it, his blood was unstable. It circulated randomly. Yes, it clotted his brain's small artery. I shocked Elmer and his wife when I told them. I always thought orange juice was healthy, he remarked. So it was once, but the aging body differs with pharmaceutical drugs. What worked at 40 may not work at 70 or 80. Grapefruit, many oranges, and even navel oranges should be used sparingly by elderly persons taking drugs. As people age, their livers slow down and drug-food interactions increase. For people over 60, I recommend eating oranges carefully and never mixing them with drugs without medical advice. Choose lower-risk citrus, like clementines, or squeeze a dash of juice into water instead of drinking full glasses. Ask your doctor if citrus is conflicting with your medications, because not only is your medicine cabinet important, but so is your fruit dish. One daily well-meaning habit can subconsciously nudge your brain toward disaster. It should worry you, but knowledge is power. Simply modifying how and when you eat certain fruits might greatly lessen your risk. If you think oranges are the only ordinary fruit with a dark side, stay around for the next one, which is routinely given to you in hospitals and touted for gut health and energy, but may be wearing down your nerves. Discussing apples and the sugar trap no one warns about. 6. Surprise sugar trap apples. The epitome of American health. right? Apples a day keep doctors away. Apples crisp, juicy, and easy to consume are given out in hospitals, included in senior lunch programs, and lovingly packed by grandkids who want you to keep well. Apples may not be as innocuous for older persons, especially those over 60 with blood pressure, diabetes, or cognitive impairment. The wrong apple eaten the wrong manner can subtly increase your stroke risk by disrupting blood sugar and vascular stability. Not all apples are equal. Many famous American apples, such Fuji, Honey, Crisp, and Gala, are bred for sweetness, not nutrition. High glycemic load. Apples fill your bloodstream with natural sugars faster than your aging system can manage. Eating them alone, especially without protein or healthy fat to slow digestion, causes a quick blood sugar surge and collapse. This rapid bump and decline affects more than energy. Blood pressure, vascular inflammation, and viscosity are affected. Spikes in blood sugar make blood more acidic and sticky. Insulin rises and blood arteries constrict. This daily routine affects the delicate lining of your arteries, especially brain arteries. When micro tears form, blood clots repair the damage. The system recovers fast in younger adulthood. For older persons with narrower, stiffer veins, such clots can wait to produce a stroke. My 81-year-old Pennsylvania patient, Mrs. Louise Hammond, had always been healthy. Daily walks, prescription medications, and a healthy diet were her habits. She snacked on a huge Honey Crisp apple every day. No chips, cookies, just fruit. She wasn't aware that she was insulin resistant and that her daily sugar surges were overpowering her aged blood vessels. She started feeling pressure in her head when she stood up and her eyesight blurred in the evenings. Louise had trouble speaking one evening while cooking. Daughter took Mom to the ER where MRI revealed a mild stroke. Endothelial inflammation and unstable blood glucose were found in her lab. Her meds were working, but her blood sugar spikes were quietly causing vascular damage, and a clot had developed, possibly during one of those spikes. After recovering, Louise now views apples as a healthy food to be balanced with. I advise my senior patients to choose apples judiciously. Granny Smith apples have less sugar and more brain-protecting polyphenols. To lower glycemic impact, eat apples with almond butter or cheese. Avoid eating sweet apples on an empty stomach, especially at night. The brain requires consistent sustenance, not roller coasters, because even a healthy apple can trigger stroke-causing problems. As your blood sugar fluctuates, your veins tighten and clots build silently until they become visible. If that surprised you, read on, because next is a colorful antioxidantic superfood fruit seniors appreciate for heart health. However, those ruby red skins contain a chemical that thins blood. For individuals on drugs, that might mean a brain bleed or safety. Cherries and why eating too many can be dangerous. Please leave a comment if you're still watching and finding these insights helpful. Next point, 7.7. Cherries' hidden salicylate source. Cherries are tiny, colorful, and one of the healthiest fruits in the American diet. Doctors prescribe them for arthritis, inflammation, and heart health. Senior wellness periodicals, organic food shops, and yogurt and salads include them. Cherry flavor and sparkling reputation hide a hidden risk, especially for older persons on blood thinners or coagulation drugs. Cherry salicylates, which thin blood like aspirin, are dangerous. Seniors whose blood is already thinned by warfarin Plavix or daily aspirin may benefit in moderation, but adding extra salicylates from food can be dangerous. The result? Thin blood, leaky vessels, and hemorrhagic stroke, brain bleeding are the severe cases. Most never associate this with fruit. It seems unlikely, yet I've experienced it. Illinois retired railroad conductor Daniel Rodas, 84, is my subject. After a small heart attack years earlier, he took low-dose aspirin daily. Statins and blood pressure medications were also taken. He ended dinner with a little dish of cherries every night. He'd call them nature's dessert. He'd heard they reduced inflammation and kept his great-grandkids busy. The first several weeks were fine, but Daniel started getting headaches, dizziness, and nausea. One morning, he was disoriented and vomiting. His wife hurried him, too. A CT scan showed a scary brain bleed, a hemorrhagic stroke caused by a ruptured brain vessel and thin blood. The physicians ruled out medication errors. His dosage was right. His vitals were stable, but his diet revealed it. Cherry salicylates in his blood thinners had silently formed a perfect storm that makes it unsafe. Effects are gradual and inconspicuous, feeling wonderful until not. Brain bleeds are hard to stop. Recovery is doubtful. Speech loss occurs. Others, movement. Not many regain full independence. I wish older adults knew this. Even natural foods interact with medications. At 70 or 80, your body processes things differently than at 40. Someone on blood thinners may have a crisis from a fruit that helps younger people recover from discomfort. If you like cherries, eat them mindfully. A few may be safe, occasionally. Avoid cherry, concentrate, juice, or substantial daily servings. If using coagulation medicine before incorporating something into your diet, consult your doctor. This lovely little fruit is especially therapeutic because a slight problem might become significant in an older body already working effort to maintain balance. Not only does thin blood flow, rushes, it causes damage. If you believe surprises are over, think again. Another fruit, widely touted for its antioxidants and presented in beautiful bowls at senior brunches, may have the grocery store's highest pesticide load. These pollutants don't wash away for seniors. They grow. They may be damaging your brain more than you think. Examine strawberries carefully. What lies beneath that red glow? Let me know you're watching. If these insights are helpful by commenting number 1 below. Continue with point 78. Strawberries, gout-causing mold pesticides. Their vivid, red heart-shaped, sweet and tart appearance is innocent. Strawberries are healthy. They appear in hospital meal trays, brain health smoothies, and retirement community brunches nationwide. Strawberry truths are less sweet for older folks. This favorite fruit may subtly increase your risk of stroke, inflammation, and long-term brain poisoning. Start with what most people don't know. One of the most sprayed fruits in America is strawberries. They top the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list of produce with the most pesticide residues after washing every year. Seniors with slow detox systems have trouble eliminating those toxins. They pile up in tissues, including the brain, causing neurological damage and blood vessel weakness. Not only are pesticides irritating, many of them, especially those used on traditional strawberries, are neurotoxic, damaging brain cells and increasing oxidative stress in aging neurons. This erodes small blood arteries, especially in the brain's white matter, which is most susceptible to many strokes, memory loss, and cognitive decline. Inflammation and clot formation increase the likelihood of ischemia events after injury. The risk goes beyond insecticides. Strawberry purines break down into uric acid in the body. For seniors with gout, kidney illness, or vascular inflammation, high uric acid can cause inflammatory responses that restrict blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and cause blood clots. Mrs. Elaine Carter, 80, from Michigan, was my strawberry-loving patient. She gathered them fresh every June, froze them for winter smoothies, and ate a handful after dinner because they're nutritious. She had modest hypertension, water pill treatment, and periodic joint pain. Over time, she developed morning dizziness and chronic joint swelling. She woke up with right-hand numbness and slurred speech. Her CT scan showed a small ischemic stroke, and her lab showed high uric acid, oxidative stress, and low-grade inflammation, possibly caused by years of pesticide residue and purine overload. Strawberry consumption designed to protect her health was a quiet everyday risk. Yes, it produced a clot her body could no longer clear. Elaine survived, but she has slight memory loss and hand nerve sensitivity. When she informed me through tears, I thought I was doing everything correctly. It reminded me how important context is in aging nutrition. Even superfoods can become poisonous in the wrong body, time, and situations. You should do what? Always consume organic strawberries. Wash them well. Don't eat them daily, and don't use them as your main antioxidant. Before adding them to your diet, consult your doctor if you have gout, kidney problems, or blood pressure drugs. Be careful with frozen strawberries, especially in smoothies. Many come from large quantities, cultivated elsewhere with less oversight, since what you don't know can slowly, quietly injure you until a blood clot steals your words, balance, or independence. And if strawberries surprised you, wait till you hear about a fruit that sounds exotic, luxurious, and full of health promises, yet may be silently disturbing your blood pressure and causing morning strokes. Mango. Why this luscious tropical fruit may not belong on your plate. 9. Mango, blood, sugar spikes, and medication interference. Many older folks view mango as a tropical prize for good behavior. Naturally, sweet, delicate, and fragrant. It's sliced in fruit salads, blended into smoothies at senior wellness cafes, or dried and packed as a healthy grocery store snack. Many market the brilliant orange flesh as nature's treat. Mango may be a quiet saboteur that elevates stroke risk in elders, especially those with cardiac problems, blood pressure, or several drugs. The painful truth, mango is a high-sugar fruit. Ripe mango has 45 grams of natural sugar per cup, more than a donut. Unlike complex carbohydrates, mango sugar is quickly absorbed, causing blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and crashes. This roller coaster impact can strain brain blood vessels, especially in seniors with insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, or unstable blood pressure. Inflammation follows, blood sugar increases, tighten arteries, circulation slows. Inflammation can produce microscopic breaks in the brain's fragile capillaries. Once that happens, the body repairs the gaps with blood clots. This is a natural defense mechanism, but in a restricted or stiff vessel, it might cause a stroke. Still more, mango affects more than blood sugar. It also contains natural chemicals that disrupt liver drug processing, including heart rhythm, cholesterol, and blood pressure drugs. Some studies have suggested that mangrene slows the cytochrome P450 enzyme system which your liver utilizes to break down many prescription medicines. The body accumulates drugs when that system slows, increasing the danger of overdosing side effects and interactions. Amlopine, metoprolol, and statins can cause your blood pressure to drop too low or your heart rhythm to change unexpectedly. Let me tell the story of retired Nevada firefighter William Booker, 83. He prided himself on daily walks, a balanced diet, and sampling heart-healthy foods. He started eating dry mango slices every afternoon a few months ago, believing replacing cookies was wise. High blood pressure and atrial fibrillation medicines were also taken. William started feeling dizzy in the mornings after a few weeks. He fainted getting out of bed. His wife found him pale, bewildered, and drooping on the left side of his face. Hospital scans showed a mild ischemic stroke. Lab testing showed his blood pressure dropped too low overnight, and his medication levels were abnormally high despite taking the right dose. After reviewing everything, his doctor and I found the culprit. His daily dried mango overwhelmed his liver, interfering with medicine processing. Sugar increases exacerbated the issue, fostering clots. Although William lived, the stroke damaged his coordination and short-term memory. He now lives with daily reminders of how nature nearly snatched everything from him. I recommend elderly individuals reconsider tropical fruits like mango. Sweetness hides peril. Not only sugar, but how it interacts with the aging body, slowing metabolism and complex network of drugs. Many seniors use even a few slices, especially dried, might upset the body. The safest approach, if you like mango, take it in tiny amounts, no more than a few bites. During the day, never before bed. Always add protein or fat to reduce sugar spikes. If you take prescription drugs, especially heart, cholesterol, or blood pressure medications, consult your doctor. At this age, mango may not be good for you because our mistake margin reduces with age. What we tolerated in our 30s and 40s can today cause major health problems, even from fruit. After reading about these 9 seemingly healthy fruits, you may question what we can eat to nourish the heart, help the aging brain, and enjoy our meals. Do not worry. Finally, I'll show you true brain-safe meals that boost memory, balance, and don't interact with drugs. Pills, powders, and exotic components are unnecessary. Simple, whole food, and some knowledge. Let's discuss healing meals. One last thought. The truth about fruit, aging, and brain protection. After reviewing the 9 fruits that may seem healthy or harmless, but quietly increase stroke risk, you may feel perplexed or betrayed. You've always been told fruit is nature's medicine, a gift from the soil you can trust. However, for individuals over 60, the truth is more complicated and crucial to understand. Everything changes with age. Foods from 30 or 40 taste different now. Your kidneys filter slower. The liver processes drugs less efficiently. More brittle, less flexible blood vessels. Your brain, the most fragile organ, becomes more susceptible to blood pressure, sugar, and clotting factors. That means every mouthful matters more than ever. With the greatest of intentions, many elderly folks inadvertently develop brain-damaging habits. Banana with medication, grapes for snack, pineapple after dinner, big glass of orange juice in the morning. We don't suspect these habits since they're so common. However, they can cause a silent, unseen, and sluggish series of changes that increase inflammation, harden arteries, thin the blood too much or too little, and in the worst cases, create blood clots that block brain oxygen. Brand doctor, I've seen the consequences. Waking up good and ending up in the ICU. A clot the size of a grain of rice, at the wrong place at the wrong time, left many unable to speak, walk, or recognize their loved ones. So, heartbreaking. Sadly, many of these occurrences could have been prevented with better eating and age awareness, not more drugs. Good news though, not all fruit is bad. Some fruits, when chosen and consumed carefully, can protect your brain, heart, and independence. What should you grab? First, berries. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are low in sugar, strong in and rich in polyphenols, which protect blood vessels and prevent inflammation. They naturally boost cognition and circulation without raising blood sugar or interfering with drugs. Second, Granny Smith, green apples. These apples offer brain-protecting antioxidants and a lower glycemic impact than sugary ones. They provide mild energy without a crash when eaten with a little cheese or nut butter. Third, avocados. Many forget it's a fruit. They include beneficial lipids that lower blood pressure and strengthen nerves. Although they contain potassium, your body absorbs it slowly without the surges of sweeter fruits. 4. Limes and lemons. Used as taste boosters, not snacks. They aid liver detoxification and digestion without sugar or most drugs. You can wake up and hydrate safely with a squeeze in water. 5th, pomegranate sparingly. The juice is strong, so drink only a few ounces if you like it. Its antioxidant capabilities can aid, but be careful if you're on blood pressure or heart drugs. Above all, Time counts. Fruit should be eaten early in the day with protein or healthy fat to decrease absorption and reduce sugar and blood pressure. Avoid eating fruit before bed. As your body winds down, blood circulation drops. A sugar or acid increase at that hour can tip the scales, and you may not notice until it's too late. Please note, this is not about fear. Honoring your age, body, and subtle cues is important. Though not frail, you've changed. You can still enjoy life's sweetness. It needs wisdom and respect from a lifetime of experience to enjoy it. You reach this point with perseverance, wisdom, and care. Don't let a simple habit or fruit you've never considered steal your health. Every choice, even a snack, can boost or lower your health. Read labels, question doctors, and consider what's on your plate and what it might do to your health in weeks or months. Because eating to survive is no longer enough. Eating keeps you sharp, standing, and you can with the correct knowledge, fruits, and timing. Be smart and aware that your brain absorbs whatever you feed it. Feed it your destiny. These lessons encourage living fully and genuinely. I want to hear from you. Reflect on one item you've learned and will utilize in your life. Let's help each other accept these truths. Like this video. Leave a comment with 1. If not, remark 0. We value your input. For more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for viewing, and here's to living your own.